What's up guys, welcome back to Fish and Hex. As you can see, the Biopellet Reactor is barely even tumbling. Now, in a previous video I stated that I had to take it apart and clean it once every month or month and a half to 2 months, depending on how quickly the bacteria builds up. But what you notice is here, there's a screen up here which you really can't see, but it keeps the biopellets in the reactor. Problem is it gets clogged with that biofilm and then slows the flow. And then we also have this return pipe that goes to the skimmer that also gets clogged with bacteria. Now I usually have to clean this pipe once a month, and then this, like I said, every one and a half months to 2 months. But we're going to go ahead and do that today. It's about that time, so I'm just going to turn everything off and get over to the sink. So let's turn the manifold off. Yeah, it didn't really take much to stop moving. And alright, let's just take it apart. Always turn this valve just in case there's any water left in the manifold. Right here, return line. So we're good to go. We're going to go ahead and, if you can see that now, you can probably see that film. See that stuff? That's all got to get cleaned out. And we also need to top off our biopellets. You see they're a little lower than usual. Alright, so I'm going to go to the sink and I'll see you. Alright, we're here at the sink. First thing you want to do is get the media out of the reactor. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see how tight it is today. Yeah, that bacteria's on there pretty good. There you go. Yeah. The screen is so full that it... See that? That is what's preventing the flow. It can't flow. There's nothing getting through that. Then you look at the... So you can just see how over time it just gets ridiculously disgusting. So just pour all the media to a container. Alright, we'll set that to the side. Alright. Might as well clean the whole reactor at this point. Just using hot water. A little too hot. Now this is the first time, like this tank in general, that I've used a biopellet reactor. I mean, I definitely see the results from it, but and I've been reading on the forums about this biofilm. It's pretty common. I'm just trying to figure out how to maybe prevent it if possible. So I'm just going to do some more research on that. So we'll set this aside. Now this is the fun part. As you can see, like the output is also clogged. This is a perfect brush. It's got the hard bristles. Kind of stab it. A little bit better. As for the inside, it's really not that bad, but still like to clean it, so I'll just run hot water through it, I suppose. No, I don't think it's gonna fit. Oh shit, kind of does. This trusty coat hanger, man, it's really working out. That works surprisingly well. Alright, noted. Never did that before, so that's about as good as it's going to get. About 99% of it. Move on to this. I might actually just end up replacing this altogether. I can't get it clean. I did the last time. Oh, it's actually coming clean. What I'll do is I'll re-glue this into this little section here. I'll re-glue it in there to hold it in place. Or if I can get away with it, I'll try to find some zip ties. We'll see. I just know that I got to be able to take it out and clean it like this. Is the only way you're going to get it clean. If you actually bend it. Alright. So that's good to go. Let me go get the super glue. And we will and also some more biopellets because we've got to top that off. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. Everything's clean. We're going to put this back together. Now I have decided I'm going to skip on the super glue this time. I'm going to use these little tiny zip ties to hold it in place. Because I have, you know, what was it? It was 40 of them for like $3. So if I have to put 2 on here and change it out every 3 months, well, what's the big deal, right? So let's go ahead and do that. It's not going to go that far, so I might put 3 or so on here. We'll see how this actually turns out. This is the first time I zip tied it, so we'll figure it out. Of course, my fingers are soaked. It actually turned out pretty good. Yeah, so I'll put one on this side and we should be good to go with that. And I use this screen purely just to prevent the biopellets from coming through, because they will fit through those little holes they have before. Once they, well, not when you first put them in because they're too big, but once the bacteria eats at them and they start, you know, getting a lot smaller, they will fit through that screen, and then you'll be pumping them into the aquarium. I don't know if fish do well with eating biopellets. I haven't really tried that one out. Man, sorry I'm moving around so much, but fat fingers and these zip ties are not easy. Alright, so we'll snip that. Snip those off. Alright, that's good to go. That's ready to go back in the reactor. But first we're going to add the media back in there and also add the new one. And we're going to finish off using my bulk resupply. Got a little bit left in there. And I have some of these as well. So we'll probably just use the majority of it. And I know we usually let them soak, but what I'll do is I'll put them in first. That way they get saturated with the other biopellets, and if they tend to float, they will most likely get caught up with the other pellets before they hit the top. But usually I let them soak for 24 hours. I didn't plan on doing this now, and I didn't plan on having to fix it, but it stopped working, so. For now. We got some chunkies in here. What's this? Who knows? Alright, let me get my sit there. Use the trusty coat hanger again. Let me see if I can adjust the camera. It's kind of a crappy angle. So yeah, biopellets are a great thing to use, and I've seen great success in them, but you definitely need to keep the equipment cleaned as much as possible, because just a little bit of flow reduction, you know, messes with how they react and how they work. So it's definitely important to keep it clean. Well, that looks like it's going to be fun to try to get all those out. have to do. Alright, it's pretty simple. We're just going to put it back together the way we took it apart. The idea is simple. There we go. Alright, that's everybody. We got to level back up. So we're good to go with that. Next we have to clean the tube. This is the tube I use. Okay, that's the endpoint of the reactor. This goes into the skimmer. And then I mount it to the side of the wall inside the stand. So it's simple. We're just going to run hot water through it for a second. This heats up the bacteria that gets a little bit easier to break. And as we're doing it, just bend it. And as you can see, the bacteria is already starting to come apart. I know I did a quick tip video on this earlier, but I didn't have it out of the tank at that time. See, just from bending it. Sorry I'm not really talkative, there really isn't much to say other than this is a pain in the ass to do in the middle of the night since it's already late, but it needs to get done. I'm scheduled to do my water change tomorrow. I was going to do it then, that's what I was planning out, but I just looked into the tank and it wasn't moving, so I'll do it a little bit earlier. This should be good. Water gets really hot quickly here. Alright guys, that's about it. That looks pretty good. It's definitely a lot better. So we're going to go to the tank and we're going to install everything and we'll see what the flow difference is. Alright, so I already installed the return tube back to the skimmer. It's screwed into the wall, it's connected to the skimmer, it's all good to go. So we're going to put that on. Now we have the water line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this shut. I'm going to turn the manifold on real quick. Alright, so the reactor's just kicked on. We're going to do this slowly. And we'll see how the flow difference is here in a second. I'm going to turn it down. So the new ones started floating, but they will they'll fall back down here shortly. Huge difference. You can hear it too. So besides the new media, it's just going to take a day or so for it to sink back down. Like I said, I usually float it for 24 hours in RO water, but couldn't do it this time, so it is what it is. Alright guys, so that's it, man. It's clean, it's ready to go. We'll come back in about a month and a half to clean the tube, and then another half a month until we have to clean the actual reactor again. But other than that, guys, it's done. I appreciate you watching. If you felt the video was helpful, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe as always. And I will see you next time. Later.